Recently, yes, the privacy regulations are being changed so that the control is moving back to the consumers, which is great for consumers. Um, to build trust, definitely brand has to do more. They need to invest more in terms of what data they want and what are they willing to pay for it. For example, certain uh, brands or organizations offer some kind of discounts if you are allowing them to store your data. Sometimes they release some kind of survey and give you some kind of freebies, coupons. So I mean, these are just examples to how to get that data. And then coming back to the point of trust, um, you have to. Uh, I mean, that's a very broad area, which has to be built eventually. It cannot be just built in one day. You have to uh, provide adequate level of um, um, adequate level of certification or adequate level of um, checks and balances that you are keeping, and you have to keep things transparent to the end user. You have to tell them what data you are storing, where you are storing, how you are storing, how much long you are going to store it for, what is the purpose, how will you use it, who else have access to it, and so on and so forth. So you have to be very transparent to build that trust, and this takes time and investment. So yes, you have to invest to collect, and you have to invest to store as well. See, e-commerce industry is at the forefront, I would say, of data collection. Uh, why? Because every movement which customer does, every click, every, I would say, breadth of customer online is recorded somewhere in some form, right? It may be anonymized, it may be completely abstracted out, but it is still recorded, and we have humongous amount of data that comes in on a per second basis. Now, uh, so the data is a lot. The point is what kind of decisions we want to make from it. So um, as we are collecting more and more data, we have to be very precise on what we want to, how we want to use it, and what we want to use it for. So over the course of time, the usage of this data has moved. It was initially clickstream, widgets, impressions, and so on. Then with the advent, last 1 decade, we have seen more machine learning coming in, where the decisions are being made real time. Earlier, there were simple campaigns which used to run for weeks. Now the campaigns duration or intensity or the promotion period have frequency have increased so much that within few hours you see different promos changing their nature. You see, you land on the page now, and after 5 minutes the entire collection on that page, you will see a different collection altogether. Why? Because the decisions are being made in real time, because the data is being collected at real time, and everything is being processed, consumed, utilized at much faster rate than ever before. And this is even going to improve as more and more machine takes over the human decision making part, which is happening in e-commerce because everything is digital. We are not like manufacturing company where it's hardware and so on. From one end of the click to all the way to the other end of the order fulfillment, everything is digital. So it's already there. You just need to optimize or improve on it. So which is happening. So the decision making is faster and faster. That is what we see. See, there are two kind of data silos. Okay, so if you are talking about the silos which are created by human oriented silos, for example, um, for example, there is an organization which doesn't want to share its data, right? There is a department which doesn't want to share its data because of legal and so on reasons. There is a software which doesn't talk to any other software because of incompatibility and so on. All these silos, AI in Edge cannot solve it because these silos have to be dealt with in a different way, in a different meeting or a forum. The silos which are because the data cannot be moved from one area to other because of some restrictions. That's where edge technology may help a lot, because now we are moving the processing closer to the data rather than bringing the data, creating a big lake house and then getting confused. We are now going ahead and processing where the data resides. We're computing and making kind of macro insights there, and then collecting all those insights and coming back and utilizing them. So that's where AI and edge will definitely help and is helping. But if the silos are created by human beings, I mean, AI cannot help it. Every brand in e-commerce has its own niche area. Okay. Um, for example, if I talk about Namshi, we have hundreds and hundreds of brands, and some of them are in the private label category, which is like a luxury niche segment. Some of them are sports, which are more commonly purchased. They frequently bought and frequently sold items. So every brand has its own needs, so they need to understand what exactly they want to, which needle they want to move. Do they want to capitalize on, let's say, average basket size? Do they want to increase the average basket size? Do they want to increase the volume? Do they want to do more deals? Do they want to acquire more new customers? Based on that, then the choice moves to which data would should they keep or manage. You can keep or you can collect all the data in the world, okay, but if it doesn't make sense for you, I mean, if you're not able to utilize it for your KPIs, if your needles are not moving, then it's no use, right? So brand needs to be very subjective as to what they want to focus on, and from there, basically, it's not the data which will lead to decision. It should be the other way. What you want to decide, what you want to optimize. From there, what data you want to keep or manage, and then you process only that part. You can keep and collect whatever, but you should limit your computation, because computation is anyways costlier than the storage. So yeah, so you should prioritize on what you want to compute, where you want to focus on your energy, on which KPI you want to optimize, and from there, brand should move their strategy. So I'm going to speak at the topic which is also very dear to me. Art and science of analytics, and so what is art and science? So what happens is, most of these discussions or forums or wherever we go, the books or the onlines, uh, we get a lot of technology or talks about technology or how to do, what to do, when to do, what to store, frequency, and then optimization and performance and all these kind of things are there. You can read about it, you can learn about it, you can do courses, but then there is another angle. um, I usually tell, whenever somebody asks me this question, I give this example that imagine you have a point, you have a paper, and on a piece of paper, you have put a point. Now, from this point, there are infinite uh, possibilities of drawing a line, right? You can learn how to draw a line, but which degree or which angle you would draw the line, that is an art. And that's what comes with experience. That's what comes with working with the business, and That's something which has to be which builds on top of the science. So you can build a fancy platform, but if you don't have the art to utilize it, it's as good as any software out there. So in this session, we are going to talk about art and science of analytics. What art what is art and what is the science of the technology of analytics? I'm excited to be speaking at the Velocity Data and Analytics Summit, May 17, 18, 2022, in person at Conrad, Dubai.